control potentially for the rest of the nano.
A little bit of a rough Unlucky!
This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The moment every single Overwatch fan on the face of the planet have been waiting for. Okay, maybe not. This is Chipsa's very first game in Overwatch League, and could it be his final game? We don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but what we're going to do is take a look at this game, because it's honestly, it's pretty brutal. So what we've got here is the Philly Fusion with Chipsa in the team. Now, it's the first time Chipsa has played at the Overwatch League level, but we all know Chipsa is probably the best Doomfist player there is. So if you've got a player like that in your team, and you can whip him out, especially when it's a Doomfist-friendly meta, well, he's going to absolutely destroy, right? Surely there's going to be no unlucky moments. He's just going to be an absolute beast. So what we're going to see is him playing against Vancouver Titans. Now, if this was last season, people would be going, oh no, why are you playing Chipsa against, like, the second best team in the goddamn world? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether you've been keeping up with the gloriously terrible Overwatch League news recently, but Vancouver just got rid of their team and then just bought a load of Tier 2 players, but not even from the same team. So you've got a bunch of Tier 2 players from different teams who have just been thrown into Overwatch League and are expected to play against the literal best teams in the entire world. So obviously, they're going to have a bit of a problem. So, with all of that out of the way, yeah, playing Chipsa in this game, even if he was mediocre, wouldn't really be that bad, because, well, this is the worst team in Overwatch League. Like, I can't stress that enough. Chipsa is going to destroy the worst team in Overwatch League right now. People think it's Boston. It is not Boston. Vancouver are terrible. They get destroyed, and it's not, like, it kind of isn't their fault. You know, these are players that have been brought together because the Titans have been, well, they got rid of their old roster, so they needed new players, and they had to find them from somewhere, and so they picked these players up. So if you're a Tier 2 Overwatch League player, or I should say Overwatch Contenders player, and you want to get into Overwatch League, if you get given the chance, you're gonna take it, right? But it's really unfortunate. So basically, Vancouver are a team with absolutely no practice together, and they're just going to get destroyed constantly until the end of the season, and then it's, well, yeah. So anyway, this is Chipsa's first game. So the god of Doomfist himself. Now, if you guys have been a fan of the channel for a few years, you'll probably remember a video we made with Chipsa talking about Doomfist back in 2017, I think that was, when Doomfist came out, and Chipsa was incredibly good. So yeah, let's just take a look at what he does. Now, obviously, we don't have access to the replay viewer in this game, so we just have to watch what the spectators give us, but they give us a lot of Chipsa for obvious reasons. I mean, look at that. He just goes deep, piles loads of pressure. He's literally outside the spawn door, and I think he teabags now. He does. He teabags. It's to be expected. Now, you've got to remember, this is Chipsa's kind of cheeky attitude. And in fact, what I will do is I'll put the the interview at the end of the game, or of the whole series, at the end of this video, so you guys can watch it, because it's like, it's classic Chipsa. Love him or hate him, it is classic Chipsa. So yeah, he's a really good Doomfist player. He knows, he invented a lot of the Doomfist tech. He knows how to go in, he knows how to find winners opportunity, he works together with his team very well. But it's got to be said, you know, he's got Carpe with him here, and Carpe is probably the best DPS player in the entire league. So it actually helps to have him on your team. I'm not going to lie. He's probably going to give you a lot of space. But not only that, Philly Fusion have got a ton of really good players. And what is really super cool to me as a fan, a massive fan of British Overwatch. And you guys know I absolutely love British Overwatch. I've been involved with the World Cup team every year since that started. Like 4 years. I even played in the first World Cup. Actually, that was terrible. We don't want to talk about that. But it's great to see these players that I have worked with the UK team actually play at the highest level. It's so cool. So obviously we've got Chipsa, we've got Funny Astro, probably the best Lucio in the league right now, although maybe up there with FD God. FD God is pretty damn good. And we've got Boombox on the Ana, a very good Ana, and a very, very good Batiste player. So I'm super proud to see these guys playing at the highest level. It's so cool. But yeah, Chipsa, I mean, he's got a lot of opportunities here to pop off. In a way, this is like the ideal game to bring him in, because it's very likely you're going to win. And Chipsa can be a little bit more, I don't want to say memey, but he can be a bit more, take more risks, right? Whereas against a better team, it's probably going to be difficult. That being said, I really hope Philly do play Chipsa against a good team if the meta allows it. Now remember, Chipsa can only play Doomfist. He can't play any other hero to the level required of Overwatch League. He just can't, right? That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just wipes out Suna. Oh dear me. And it must be said as well, in this game, Suna is playing with a ridiculously high ping, and oh dear, that's the punch. Now this is classic Chipsa. I think he writes in the chat unlucky, yeah. Unlucky. I mean, he tried to punch and catch the edge of that fence, so he would boop up into the air, but yeah. Also, his cooldown was probably against him. I guess we can find out when we get the replay viewer available normally on Wednesday. But yeah, so everybody was waiting for this moment. Everybody wants to see Chipsa make a mess and just be terrible. But the thing is, this is good for Overwatch League, right? Because, hey, I'm making this video because, hey, it's Overwatch League and it's interesting, it's fun. It's not always about the super highest level of play. It's about engaging games. It's about giving a good entertainment product. And that's what Chips is bringing to the table here. Very good Doomfist. Well, probably the best Doomfist, or at least up there with some of the best. And it makes people want to watch. Like, I think the viewership on... I mean, the viewership on Overwatch League is suffering anyway. But the viewership was around 42,000, 43,000, I think, in this game. And then it dropped down to 25,000. Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of explains to you the pull of like, oh my god, we're going to get to see Chips. I mean, look at the kill feed. He's lighting up the kill feed. Now, he only gets to play on this map. He doesn't play any of the other maps in this series because this is the map they wanted to play Doomfist on. He is the Doomfist specialist, but you're never going to see him play any other hero. But it must be said about Chipsa. Back in the day, like at the start of Overwatch, he was one of the best Genji players. So he's always gravitated to these players with these heroes with high mobility and a lot of tech involved in them. And he was a really good Genji. And he used to play on a team called the Chavs with Chris, who's his brother, who is now obviously the coach of Philly Fusion, or well, the assistant coach of Philly Fusion. And of course, Chris was basically the head coach of the UK team last year, which was super cool to see. And he's played for the UK team and all that good stuff. Anyway, the casters here were asking for a replay of him falling off the map because they want to meme on him hardcore. But no, they actually showed a pretty decent play. Grav goes in with a punch, gets a kill, jumps out, smashes Suna's brain in with a seismic slam. It's standard Doomfist stuff. But this is a super good map for Doomfist, and it's a super good meta because there isn't really anything which can screw him over. Although, if you look at the enemy team, they do have a McCree. They actually watch this. This is really cool, right? So this is the Doomfist engage with a bubble. Look at the bubble there. That is actually incredible. So take the high ground, come off the high ground with a seismic slam, and then try and annihilate a McCree or a squishy target. Almost did it, and then punch away. Almost got the kill there. I think he might have been able to get the kill if his aim possibly was maybe a little better. Maybe he hit like the second shot onto the head, or more of the pellets hit him on the head. But it's a really good chance, thing to go for. Because if you get the kill there at the start, you basically win, right? Because it's a 5v6. You win that fight. Fortunately, he does get taken out, but then we start seeing kills coming through. We've got Poco, we've got Carpe. Now, these are all incredible players. Like, Poco is sick, right? Undoubtedly the best French player. Well, then maybe actually Nico could give him a run for that right now. I don't know. Maybe FD God as well. I don't know. But Poco, is incredibly good. Now, you got to remember, Philly have got Fury, and they bought him from the Spitfire, and Fury was always considered to be one of, if not the best off tanks in the entire world. You've got Choyobin, you've got Fury, and you've got Poco. They're all basically at the same level. It is crazy. In fact, Fusion have got incredible off tanks. It's like it's just actually sick, the players that they've got. So it's good to see him get played. But like what I'm trying to say is here, these players are ridiculous. Sado's great. Poco's amazing. Boombox is great on Ana and Batiste. Bunny Astro, one of the best Lucios. Carpe, he's just sick. He is actually sick. So here we go. We got a Nano onto the Doomfist. You've got to love it. Into the back line. Probably should have got the kill there on the Ana, but it doesn't matter because we've still got kills coming through. And Nano Doomfist is just incredibly powerful. Manages to get a bit of a cleanup kill there. And again, we see him using the... Again, sick bubble. That is a sick bubble there of Poco. But we see him using the Meteor Strike as almost like a safety net. And Chipsa has always done this on Doomfist. Chipsa was the first player that generally started using things like, I think Lijiang Tower is a good example, where what he would do is pop his ultimate and actually go to the top of Lijiang Tower and then use Seismic Slam from like a massively high height. You don't know where the Doomfist is coming from. He hits you from above, gets his combo off on you, kills you, and then he gets out. It's arguably just as effective as using the ultimate to try and kill someone. Or he'll use the ultimate to get out of the fight. So we're seeing like a Grav go in. It's okay. There's a kill. This is the thing I want to highlight. So we've got Dalton going on the Echo, and he gets a Grav really quick here. And this actually should be a fight win for Vancouver. And this really shows you the level Vancouver are playing at. It's just nowhere near Overwatch League level, and it's kind of embarrassing. But like I said, it's to be expected. These are players thrown together from the tier below Overwatch League, expected to play against the best teams in the world that have got years of practice together. It's just like, it's not going to work. But I've got to say, Chipsa does give a good account of himself in this game. And like Philly have said consistently, yeah, Chipsa's there to make content and stream for the team and all of that stuff. But he is also an incredibly good Doomfist. And if he can play, then he will come out and play, because how are you going to stop him? I mean, when you see Chipsa on the lineup, right, they're going to play Doomfist. It's 100% set in stone. So maybe you can start working around that and trying to deal with it. But Doomfist is such an irritating and annoying character. He's so difficult to stop when he is diving in, when he is trying to get those kills, when he's being super aggressive. Anyway, check out this interview. I'll hand it over to
we throw it to Zoe
the guys.
For the greatest interview of her career with Chipsa.
Wow, what a way to set it up. Yeah, I indeed am joined by, some call him a secret weapon, others may call him an elusive unicorn of the Overwatch League. I just call you Chipsa, I guess, and thank you very much for joining me here for a post-game interview.
Hey, it's nice to be here. Thank you.
So you're 1-0, undefeated. What does that mean to you personally?
Well, I mean, it's to be expected. I mean, pretty much the
Okay.
best player. I would argue the best player to ever live. But, you know, you can say whatever you want. It's fine. But, you know, I mean, what else do you expect from me? Undefeated, you know, best player. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is that confidence, but also the humble attitude, which really draws me to you, actually.
Absolutely. Sorry, go on.
No, please continue.
I'm just saying, I am being humble, even though I'm saying all these things. That's me being humble. So, you know, that just shows what kind of level I'm on compared to everyone else.
Probably the most humble, actually. I think we could
Definitely
say that.
100%.
Yeah. Now, in terms of you playing, I mean, there were lots of highlights, obviously. Some unlucky moments, wouldn't call them lowlights. It was really just luck dependent there. How much prep time did you actually have? Since Christopher did announce your big stage debut already a week ago, did you spend the entirety of the week to actually practice with the team?
Yeah, I mean, it was about pretty much every day the last week I've been practicing with the team, you know, messing around with them, getting warmed up, you know, getting game ready. So yeah, it's been about a week of practice.
All right, we only saw Doom from you, really. Did you have something in your back pocket as well, or was it go Doom or go home?
Well, in the other stage of Oasis, if it came up, I was going to play Echo and, you know, show everyone that I'm also the best Echo, not just the best Doom. But it just turns out we're too good. We didn't actually need it. So, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, yeah, no, I understand. I mean, you don't want to completely boom your opponents, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're a new roster, you know. I thought I'd give them a little bit of chance. That's why they subbed me out after map 1, you know, because it would have just been so demoralizing for them to lose to just such a dominant player such as me. You know, I thought we thought as a unit, you know, it's best to just keep it on the low, you know, and maybe this team can do something without being fully mentally boomed.
I appreciate that. I'm sure they do as well. Not just humble, but also very kind. Gotta love that. Now, looking at the matches ahead of you, any big plans for when we're gonna see you again? Maybe in the May Melee.
Who knows? You know, if there's a difficult team that they need to whip out the secret weapon, hit the red button, then who knows?
I like that you're standing on the ready. But I do want to know, like, all jokes aside, how involved are you with the team, as we're not seeing you on the stage as often, obviously, as a lot of people would like to, but surely you're still very involved within the team behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of content for the team, and then if there is a week, let's say there's a good hero bands, you know, like Tracer Sombra band or like McCree, whatever, and Doomfist is played, we kind of like put me in the roster and mess around, see, well, is this working? Is Doomfist good? Is Doomfist bad? You know, it's not like I mean, the problem is that I don't think Doomfist is a particularly strong hero right now, so I don't think he gets played that much at the highest level. But any time that there is an opportunity to do it, we do it. Like, I think it was must have been about a month ago, there was the one patch where everyone played Torb, and that patch was very much so, basically up until the last 2 days, everyone was playing Doomfist and scrims, and like I was going to play that week, and you know, I was a very active part of the team. You know, I was trying to lead the team as best I can, you know, tell them what I wanted, all that kind of stuff. So I would say I'm quite active in the team when they need me, and when they don't, you know, I'm still here providing content for the team. You know, I'm always there if anyone needs me, you know.
Yeah, and it's definitely good to have that extra voice and extra set of eyes as well, right? Because you do come with a lot of experience, so I'm pretty sure the team does appreciate it. Now, the Fusion are currently doing phenomenal within the league. How do you think they're going to fare next week in the May Melee when hero pools are completely off and they can play whatever they want?
I mean, I think if anything, hero pools being gone makes us stronger. I mean, if you remember the first, you know, whatever, it's 2 or 3 games that it was before they added hero pools to this season. I mean, we were like completely dominant. I think when it comes to the mirror of like, you know, the brawl, like May mirror, I think we're by far the best team in the league, no question, especially in America. I don't think there's any team that can really compete with us. I think that
So how do you think you're going to stack up against Shanghai Dragons, let's say?
I mean, we're going to destroy them. Like, it won't even be close.
Oh, okay. Simple as that. Oh, man. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, Chipsa. Love the attitude. Love the banter. Always great fun to have you on.
Hey, thanks. It was nice to be here.
Absolutely. Now we're heading into a very quick break, and then we are ready with the last game of the day, so don't go anywhere.